Match. Kick-off match 413/300 edited copy. Part 1.
The 97th league game between Manchester United and Manchester City, and that of course means 55,000 fans packed into Old Trafford. Today there are some great personal duels in prospect. Scotland striker Joe Jordan for Manchester United against Dave Watson, City's England centre-half. City's Brian Kidd, who's played in more of these games than anyone else on the field today, against United's Gordon McQueen, who is playing only his second Manchester derby. No surprises in the lineups. United in fact keep the team that drew at Highbury last week, with Arthur Olberston now at right back. And that means that versatile Brian Greenough plays again today in midfield. Leading scorer so far is Jimmy Greenough with 3 goals. The only newcomer to derby games in the starting lineups is Paul Futcher, City's close-season signing from Luton. He plays today in a defence to which Willie Donachie returns after midweek suspension, and that allows Paul Tarr to demonstrate his versatility by moving into midfield. City's leading scorer is Brian Kidd with 4 goals. The sub is Roger Palmer, hoping for his first chance to play in a derby match. Weather conditions will be important. There is a very strong wind stretching out these flags of the nations along the top of these very high stands, and along at the end there's a gap that the wind can come through, and that causes a lot of swirl and will make balls in the air very tricky. Today's referee, Mr. Neville Ashley from Nantwich in Cheshire. Manchester City have won the toss and opted to defend the goal to our left. That's to say the Stretford end goal. Manchester United in the white shorts, red tops, black socks. City all in light blue. Lou Macari aimed towards Jordan, and he has pace to go beyond Clements, and the decision is a corner. 30 seconds gone. United ahead in the long duel between these two clubs. 35 victories to City's 28 in the league. McElroy's corner put out of play for a United throw. Macari. Barnes. More back from Shannon, and now Koppel for United with Parr. Parr for Barnes. Buchan with him. Barnes has created a yard or two. Couldn't get over the cross because Brian Greenough was covering. Brian Greenough, number 4. Paul Parr sporting a new moustache this season. Offside flag acknowledged by the referee, but he keeps the game going. Watson. Very tight on that touchline, but the ball stays in play. It's Brian Greenough with Paddy Roach coming to meet him. Olberston. Now McQueen. Jordan. Pushing by Kidd on Houston. Considering the amount of rain that we've had in the last couple of days, the pitch looking remarkably firm. And Houston now coming to take the free kick. Square for Buchan. Albiston. It's a bad ball. Power. Barnes. Watson. Referee and linesman disagreeing about the throw, but Mr. Ashley was nearer to it than his linesman on the far side. Queen to Houston. Jordan. McElroy. Macari and Jimmy Greenough in the middle with Koppel, but it's a corner. It's Macari at the near post. It's a big stretch for Corrigan, but he has the reach. Corrigan. McQueen. Buchan back to Roach. McElroy. Houston to Jimmy Greenough. McElroy. Ran into Hartford. Clements robbed by Jordan. Clements again. McQueen. Now that's fallen nicely, but Donachie to the rescue for City. Big powerful header from McQueen, but looked as though it might just drop nicely for Jimmy Greenough until Willie Donachie nipped in. Futcher. Houston for McElroy. Jordan. Macari and Koppel. Macari calling for the return ball. Brian Greenough robbed. Owen. He's got Shannon free to the right and Kidd to the left. Kidd against Buchan. Headed away by McQueen. City's throw. Gordon McQueen in action with his head at both ends of the field in two quick successive incidents. Koppel to Jimmy Greenough. Futcher at his heels. Macari driving it, but only finding Donachie. Owen chasing, but Buchan will be there first. Fouled. Paul Power it was who'd gone through and fouled Martin Buchan. Koppel winning a header. Jimmy Greenough with Jordan in the centre. Futcher wins it and gives away the corner unless Donachie can stop it, and he's given it away. Watson puts it out for the corner. Donachie's back pass took no account of the fact that Corrigan was hurtling towards him and had no chance at all, but for Watson's intervention, that could have been a terrible mess for Manchester City. Coppell's corner. Jordan, good header, but wide. First real attempt at goal though. Corner swinging wide. Jordan's looping header just past the angle. Kidd's header and Shannon under it with McQueen. Sun and the wind making it very difficult to cope with the ball in the air. It's an indirect free kick for dangerous play. And United now with 11 behind the ball. Hartford. Header out by Buchan. Futcher. Oh, not hard enough. Coppell. Good ball from Coppell to Jimmy Greenough. And Greenough taking it on. Checked rather than shooting. Setting it up for McElroy. And he snatches. It all started with a somewhat indecisive ball from Futcher. Coppell got it, gave it into the space for Greenough, and he looked as though he might have a shooting chance, but checked it back in the end for McElroy, and his shot was very hasty. Futcher. Albiston. Coppell. Lofted towards Jordan's head. Pulled down by Macari and put over the top. He did the difficult bit very well. And that ball came across just outside the 6-yard area. Little Lou Macari picked it down well. And then the left foot put it over the bar. Kidd. Hartford still outside him. Number 10. And he's lost Houston. Chance here to cross. Got away by Buchan, but it's come straight back to Hartford. McQueen's header with Roach staying on his line. Coppell. Jimmy Greenough. And there's wrestling going on here between Owen and Brian Greenough, which Mr. Ashley is now going to deal with. They had arms over each other's shoulders, and Owen in the end, in final frustration, swung an arm at Brian Greenough, but no foul actually given because play restarts with a drop ball. Foul by Albiston, and it's going to get him the yellow card. It really didn't look a very pretty one. Albiston, an official caution, and rightly so. Roger Palmer just loosening up on the touchline. So Peter Barnes back on his feet. 5 fouls penalised on each side so far. Powers cross. Header away by McQueen to Houston. Jordan. Watson timing the tackle well. Jimmy Greenough. McElroy tried to curl it in at the foot of the near post, but it hit the side netting. Just set up for McElroy by Jimmy Greenough. But another shot wide. Ball with Barnes, aimed towards Owen, but Houston will get it. Watson giving it to Jordan. Foul by Clements. referee talks to Jordan for his reaction, and he also had a word with Clements. McElroy for Houston, and that should be Corrigan's. Referee has given the free kick for the challenge by McQueen on Corrigan. What a mighty collision that is. 6 foot 3 inches of McQueen, 6 foot 4 or 5 of Joe Corrigan. Plenty of beef on both of them. Shannon, who's had a very quiet game so far. Clements, and that's a header by Kidd that's just wide, and that really is the first strike on goal by Manchester City. A good cross, and Kidd's header was firm and crisp, but wide. Houston, McElroy. Butcher's tackle didn't really win the ball, and Jordan has it. Macari, Houston, Koppel jumping, and Jordan! Good jump by Joe Jordan. That was a good header, but well covered by Joe Corrigan. Now it's Clements. Owen. Shannon to his right, Kidd through the middle, Hartford in support. Donachie with Barnes outside him. Donachie tries a shot, Kidd over! Well, the credit there is Willie Donachie's. Saw his chance, kept going and struck the shot well, hard enough anyway for Roach to be unable to hold it, but when he beat it down, all Kidd could do was knock it over the top. Jordan. Brian Greenough to Koppel. And that's where a lot of the threat has come from for Manchester United. Brian Greenough. Jordan was up with Watson. McElroy, even had it been on target it wouldn't have counted, because Jimmy Greenough and Lou Macari were both offside. Koppel chasing, Watson there first, and Koppel left clutching his ankle, and his boot has come off. Retrieved by Mr. Ashley. It's Lou Macari doing up his bootlace, and also Steve Koppel. We're now just coming up to the 45 minutes with the score sheet blank. We've had a couple of stoppages, and Mr. Ashley may well add on a minute or two in this first half. Here's Houston, thinking about a shot. It hit Owen, back in by McQueen, out by Donachie. Albiston to Houston. Sympathetic when Watson protested that he'd been given a shove, and that was what caused him to concede the corner. the 45 minutes are up as McIlroy comes to take the corner. Aimed for McQueen's head, but got away by City. Houston, McIlroy. Houston again. The four men lining up, hoping for a cross. And what in fact is the outcome is a free kick for Manchester City. From pushing. And there's the half-time whistle from Mr. Ashley at the end of a half which has not been one of the most distinguished that we've ever seen in a derby game between these two clubs. Steve Coppell limping to the dressing room, and he really has been one of the best players of the opening 45 minutes. Some misdirected passes, not a great many shots at goal. So we'll hope for better things in the second half. At the moment, it's Manchester United 0, Manchester City 0. Welcome back to Old Trafford, where Manchester United in the second half will defend the Stretford end goal to our left. Teams unchanged. Steve Coppell, though, showing signs of limping a bit as he came out for the second half. City are fourth in the first division, United ninth, but there's only 1 point difference. So if United win, they'll go above City in the table. Alternatively, City could open up a 3-point gap. One thing, there haven't been many goalless draws between these two clubs. Shannon taking a bit of a knock in the face, but it doesn't look anything too desperate. Brian Green off crossing and Corrigan's catch. Hartford, robbed by Coppell. McIlroy, Coppell again. Houston. Watson away. Owen. Should be Buckens. Macari. McIlroy. Macari for McIlroy again. Good tackle by Watson, given away by Clements, and it needed a clearance from Parr. Shannon's header straight into touch. He's not had a particularly happy afternoon so far. Very few opportunities have come his way. McIlroy. Hartford. Donachie. And Jordan, 10 yards inside his own half, back to Roach. Brian Green off to McQueen. Jordan chasing into the box, and Corrigan smothered the shot, but how Jordan was allowed to run that far to get the shot in is something that City must ask themselves. Diagonal ball hit into the box. Jordan setting off chasing it, but really didn't seem to have a chance. Shannon stopped, and Brian Greenough 40 yards back to Roach. Houston now. Jimmy Greenough, Jordan beaten by Watson. McQueen for United. Jimmy Greenough. Appeal for handball by Futcher. And really nothing is going right for Paul Futcher this afternoon. McQueen is up in that penalty area as McElroy discusses the free kick and leaves it for Houston. Corrigan didn't get it, and the referee won't allow it. Joe Jordan spreads his hands, but Mr. Ashley was making very positive gestures to indicate that Corrigan was held down. Brian Greenough, Koppel again, and fouled by Donachie. Referee coming across, but just to have a word with Donachie, and City's left back escapes without a caution, but it must have been a marginal decision. Koppel again. And a free header for Houston, who'd come in behind Jordan, goes wide. Cross was struck nice and deep, missing out Jordan. Houston on the end of it, but not on target. Watson. Clements. Hartford. Watson getting it out to Clements. McQueen. Parr. Donachie. One in the air by Buchan from Shannon. McElroy. Houston. United fans trying to get their side going as Jordan makes the header, but it drops nicely for Corrigan. Barnes didn't get past Albiston, but he does get the throw. Shannon. Kidd. Clements. Parr was calling for it in the gap there, and it's given now to Shannon to score. It was a mistake by McQueen, but the referee says no. The referee has disallowed it because Brian Kidd was offside. The mistake was McQueen's rather casual ball. Shannon seized on it, turned and struck it hard and low past Roach, but the linesman was flagging against Brian Kidd. McQueen. Watson. Macari. Watson's header falls for Jordan, and it then struck Watson, and Macari fires over the top. Jordan's initial shot was a real hammer blow with the right foot. It struck Watson, flew up in the air. Macari got under it when it came down, but put it well over the top. Hartford. Greenough to Jimmy. And Jimmy Greenough went for the chip over Corrigan but pulled it wide. It seemed, and it's easy to say it from here, that the real chance there was for the quick shot, but Jimmy Greenough checked back, tried the chip, couldn't get it into the goal. Couple with Jordan and Jimmy Greenough ahead of him, Macari square. Albiston up ahead on the line, Donachie puts it up. Couple. Curling it in with the left foot, McQueen's header goes wide. Steve Coppell jinking, coming back in onto a left foot cross, which McQueen met very well, but put a foot or two wide of the post. Houston. Jimmy Greenough, good ball for Coppell. Coppell shot, beaten down, two-fisted by Corrigan, and luckily for City, it didn't drop to a United player following in. Clements. Kidd's nod down for Shannon. Coppell. Clements thought it was his throw, but the linesman, Mr. Lancaster from Whiston on Merseyside, gives it to United, and away comes McElroy. Still going until he's shouldered away by Power, and they were a good 3 or 4 yards off the ball, and so it is an indirect free kick to Manchester United. Ashley indicating that he will compensate for time wasting. Houston crossing towards McQueen's head. Not in towards Jordan, and Jordan appealing that he was fouled. Kidd, meanwhile, clutching his shoulder in the penalty area. Play going on, and Kidd back on his feet. Barnes, Brian Greenough, Kidd, and Brian Greenough brings him down, and Kidd takes a kick at him. Now what will the referee do about that? His policy so far has been just to lecture players, but the players are beginning to get heated here, and Brian Kidd for sure will be lucky to get away without a booking, and Brian Greenough will certainly have to talk to the referee as well. And why they walk away when they know they've been involved is really puzzling. Well, I wonder what he's telling Kidd off for, if he's not telling him off for kicking, and if he is telling him off for kicking, I wonder why he isn't booking him. Greenough started it, Kidd carried it on, and it's another lecture from Mr. Ashley. Coppell. And Coppell is away from Donachie. Well, he'll be disappointed with the shot. It's quite apparent. He'd made a good break, but then screwed the shot with his left foot. 10 minutes to go. There were a couple of goalless draws between these teams in 1974, but before that you have to go back quite a long way. And there was a chance there for Kidd to make sure that this one didn't end with the score sheet blank, but he put it into the side netting. It's beginning to look like that sort of game. Martin Buchan was not pleased at the way Kidd was allowed in there. Foul given against Watson for leaning on Jordan. Brian Greenough. Jordan got the header, but it bounced into the arms of Corrigan. Hartford. Barnes. Hartford again. Once more it's with Kenny Clements to cross. McQueen once again heads it out. Once again finds Coppell. The pattern repeating, an end product so far profitless. Jimmy Greenough. Corner conceded by Watson. And on my watch, under 2 minutes to go. But Mr. Ashley has been making threatening signs about adding time on. Coppell takes the corner. McQueen is coming and meeting it. And somehow they've scrambled it away. And Jordan has scored. A minute and a half from time. Joe Jordan. Corner from Coppell. Fine corner, swinging wide. A bullet of a header from McQueen. Corrigan saved it but couldn't hold it. And after a bit of scrambling in the box, Jordan rammed it in, almost from the edge of the area. 1-0 it is. Joe Jordan's third goal of the season. And his first in the Manchester derby. Given, although it looked as though Watson was manhandling Macari a bit. Owen. Hartford. Shannon. Hartford. Not hard enough, but it's come to Hartford again, and he's chipped it over and over the bar. Roach couldn't have got to it. It was a very good try. Just the most delicate of chips. Roach scrambling, but the ball scrapes the bar. We're now in injury time. The Stretford end celebrating. Whistle goes with Manchester United snatching victory in the last minutes of the game with Joe Jordan's goal. 1-0, they've beaten Manchester City in the 97th League derby. And here's the man who broke the deadlock, Joe Jordan. You'd be pleased to see it go in, Joe.
Oh, not half, especially with the timing. I think there was only a couple of minutes to go when it hit the back of the net.
What had happened? There'd been a header from Gordon McQueen that hit Joe Corrigan, and then how did it come out to you?
I think Lou Macari and one of the City players went for it, and I think there was a deflection. I don't know from which player, and it fell to me from about 12 yards out, and I hit it on the drop.
Seemed to be a lot of people between you and the goal too.
There was. I was just talking about the incident, and as I say, there was about 3 or 4 players, and I went straight by everyone, right in the corner.
It was the sort of goal that settles that sort of game, maybe.
Well, when there's only a couple of minutes to go, it's very disheartening for the other team, and very difficult for them to get back into the game.
You'd had a rare old battle with Dave Watson again.
Yeah. Well, I just we're talking about. I enjoy playing against Manchester City and Dave Watson. He's England's centre half, and it's always a good game to judge your own performance.
How did he get the cut on his face?
Well, that's his fault. He hit me.
So you'll be looking forward to the return now then?
Oh yes, another 2 points, I hope.
Well, that was an understandably happy Joe Jordan. Now the manager's viewpoint on the game. Tony Book, did you feel it was a good derby match?
Yes, I did. I enjoyed it very much indeed. Naturally, I was disappointed in losing there in the last minute, but I thought it was a good derby.
Dave Sexton?
Yeah, I thought it was very, very close, and we didn't score a goal till the last minute, which shows you how close it was. And I thought it was played in a good spirit, apart from 1 or 2 little incidents, but generally speaking, it was very good. We didn't score a goal till the last minute, which shows you how close it was. And I thought it was played in a good spirit, apart from 1 or 2 little incidents, but generally speaking, it was very good.
There were patches in the game, though, when you could almost have heard a pin drop in Old Trafford, which is unusual in derby matches.
That's the occasion, isn't it? It was so tight that I think that's what caused it.
Do you not expect a little bit more passion from the crowd?
I think it was the game itself, Gerald. As I say, it was so close either end, and I think they were waiting to explode whenever anybody scored the goal.
You've been aware, I'm sure, of criticisms on last night and Saturday morning that derby games are getting boring. What do you say to that?
Well, the last 3 or 4 that we've played in, I've really enjoyed. I think they've been good games, and I played in some that was boring when I played.
Dave?
Well, I haven't got any comment to make on the comments that you were talking about that were made last night. I thought it was, when you get down to the bottom of it, it's what the players out here in the match do. The 2 players in Manchester United and Manchester City, not anybody else that's unconnected with the 2 clubs. And the 2 sets of players produced an absorbing game here this afternoon, which was not won until the very last minute. And I don't think you can do better than that.
It was certainly, I would agree, closely contested, but there's this sort of thing about flair and magic. Did you feel that was there today?
Well, it's all according to how you look at it, Gerald. We've had a goal disallowed, where there was flair and magic in it, I felt. But that was disallowed, and that's the way things are at times. It's what happens in the game. But it's amazing, when you see flair and ability like there, where a forward is turned a defender, and you get nothing for it. But this is the way, they're out there to make their decisions, the referee and linesman, and they went against us.
And you had one in the net that was disallowed too?
Yes, he seemed to be quite hot on the offside, following a shot. And I think that sort of nullified Manchester City's goal, and I think he would have nullified Sammy McIlroy's goal had he hit the target with it in the first half. But I haven't quite got to the bottom of that rule yet.
Well, this is a derby game out of the way. Does that take a bit of pressure off you? Is it a difficult week for you both?
Well, we've been involved in Europe, as you know, so the build-up to this has only been a couple of days. So no, that's the way I like it. When you've got a game in midweek before a derby game, that's the best way.
Well, for us, it was a very important 2 points for us, because we've had 4 1-1 draws in the last 4 league games. Now, they've all been against good opposition. Notts Forest, Everton, Arsenal, and now Manchester City today that we've played. So we've had to work really hard to get our points. We've just got them 1 at a time, and now it's very nice to get 2 today. Yes.
Dave Sexton, Tony Book, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Joe.
And that leaves us still with a magnum of champagne to distribute to the man of the match. A choice on that from Jimmy Armfield.
Well, I gave it to Stevie Coppell. I thought, taking everything into consideration, he mastered the conditions well. It was a bit tricky, but he worked very hard. He tried to penetrate down the right side of the field. In the first half, I thought he was very good. But the thing which I think helped him to win the bottle of champagne was the endless stream of crosses which he put over, because this caused quite a lot of trouble in the City defence. And so I would give it to Stevie Coppell.
Jimmy Armfield, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now on to our second match, which also comes from the First Division. It was a game played in Bristol between Bristol City and Everton. HTV cameras provide the coverage. The commentator is Roger Malone. Bristol City in the white shorts.
Gillies. A long one for Tainton. Lions should make that. But Tainton has it. Mabbott, good cross. Royals got Ritchie behind him. It's a chance for Gow, and it's there. A beautifully worked goal, with Jerry Gow getting his first goal of the season. Well, you could see as Tainton made the run, Lyons was favourite, but Lyons' error gave it back to Tainton. Mabbott's cross was good, Royals' header was there, and Gow had read it exactly right and made absolutely no mistake. A fine start for the Bristol side, 5 minutes gone, Bristol City 1, Everton 0. Dobson. Oh, loses Hunter nicely. Latchford, a chance here, and that's a beautiful goal by Bob Latchford. That levels the score up after 11 minutes at 1-1. Well, you could see that Dobson was in control of that situation. He beat Hunter beautifully. The cross was nice. Latchford had lost his marker, turned and tucked it in the manner which befits an England centre-forward. Latchford's 10th goal of the season. 11 minutes gone, and a fine game taking shape. Thomas, Latchford, turning, Hunter. The chip is excellent, and King can't quite reach it. Well, that was a dangerous move, and a fine effort there by Andy King at £35,000 a couple of years ago from Luton, one of the best buys ever, surely. Man. Todd Cutter. Gow again. That's for Rogers. Well, that was a fine chance for David Rogers. An excellent example of the way this big defender gets into good attacking positions. Jimmy Mann. On the Walsh will be spoken to. That is a booking. Yes, it was untidy and crude, and he came in from behind. Hunter's free kick. Walsh not far enough away from the ball. Well cleared by Bob Latchford. Sweeney. Gillies making the width. Hunter's over on the left, but not getting it. Gow has it. Tainton. Indirect free kick against Dave Thomas. Dave Thomas's indirect free kick, obstruction on Trevor Tainton by Dave Thomas. So a very promising position from which Bristol City to look for the lead again. Well, City have got 5 men in the box as well as the taker, Tainton. Hunter, and what a goal! Well, what a tremendous goal by Norman Hunter. Well, and City stood over that free kick with Tainton looking to chip and then looking to play it back to Jimmy Mann. All the time Norman Hunter was behind. And Tainton just touched it, and that rocket really took Wood by surprise. A tremendous example of how to use a free kick to maximum use. Hunter did that before for Bristol last season, so the First Division teams knew about it, but that was a new variation, and it gives Bristol an exciting lead. Right. Thomas. Losing Gillies. Was that a handball? If it was unintentional, says the ref. The Everton bench are up. a penalty. This is Ritchie. Well, it's worth seeing that one again now. As the shot comes in, was that intentional or was it not? The referee said no. A sending off there for Dave Thomas. It's quite obvious, I would imagine, still arguing about that handball decision. Sensational happening here, off the ball. Dave Thomas wandering off now towards the touchline. 5 minutes gone in the second half and Everton down to 10 men. That's dangerous. Hunter had to get his head to that, even at the expense of a corner. That was a good corner to give away by Hunter. And Everton showing their class, the way they're having a good share of this match, even though they're a man short. Dobson's cross, and that's a beautiful goal there. Bob Latchford has scored it. It was Walsh's header that hit the post. And just as I was saying how well Everton were doing with 10 men, they've underlined the point by drawing level. Bristol City 2, Everton 2. Well, you could see the calm way that Dobson floated that in. Walsh had lost his marker, the header was good, and when it came back, Bob Latchford doesn't miss that sort of chance. His second goal of the match, his 11th of the season.
2-2 then, the final score. Everton's fight back, earning them a point and preserving their unbeaten record this season. And a final note from Old Trafford, where Manchester United beat Manchester City in the derby game. The one goal they scored has evened up the tally over the years, so that in 97 league matches between these two clubs, each side has now scored 137 goals. And it's Joe Jordan's goal that levelled them up that we'll leave you with this week. Coppell takes the corner. McQueen is coming and meeting it. And somehow they've scrambled it away, and Jordan has scored.